This is my model. This one. Yeah. Should I just? Huh? Oh. Sorry.
Oh, these.
Okay. Okay. So I explain it like that better. Someone died there. Sorry. Sorry for the first. Okay. So I got chains model, and then it was jacks before. Okay. So okay. Wait. Sorry. I need to see that. Huh? Can you help me hold for a while? Thank you. Well, start. Okay, start off with so basically I went to visit site and I noticed like how this is like a lodge, and then this is also like a lodge, and there's like a hotel and all. So I was thinking like how do I approach this, like if it's like so this road is also like an intersection towards where?
Yeah, because that's the connection.
There was a road.
Yeah. So sorry, too small. So it feels like a intersection. So I felt that like I just want to bring people out and make this as like a gathering social space and all. So I started like I wanted it to be a community space. So I started like studying how like what kind of people that I want to approach, and then so I came out like with a few stuff, and then wait sorry yeah. So at first okay let's just explain how.
Where did you start? What was the concept? What was the first thought?
Oh, what was the first thought? I just want it to be like a social space.
But obviously the brief was about the net zero carbon.
Okay, that the net zero carbon. Okay, yeah. So I thought of the net zero carbon and how energy can be converted from all these renewable resources, right? So and then I felt okay. Then I went on deeper, and then I felt like so from the surface, if you see right, all these renewable energy such as like the wind turbine, all those right, it starts off with movement kinetic. So I think about it, what is the like the basic thing of that? So it comes from like vibration. So if you can see here, right, all these things are like I named that as like tree absorber. So what they do is that they actually generate vibration. They take in vibration from the ground, and then they convert it into energy.
You're harnessing vibration in the ground.
Yeah. So and then it doesn't only do like okay. So if you can see, right, actually this if you can see the circulation in there. So all these are like bicycle. So previously Shane still had cars, but then I took out the cars and then like and then I was inspired by Ben's approach on how to slow down the movement. So that's why I create like a lot of that kind of circulating things. And then as you can see here, there's like a lot of speed bumps, and also inspired by Adnan's bumps. Okay, yeah. So this like okay. So when I checked the internet, right, there's this thing. So they actually design how to say shock absorber that can actually create so our shock absorber that creates heat, but then heat can be turned into electrical energy. So every time so someone passes through, right, it somewhat slows them down also, because like this is like a social space, right? So it slows them down as well as it generates electricity from all these things. So even if a slight movement from like bicycles or from bicycles, it creates energy throughout all this space. So all these electricities are actually are used for these buildings. And then so if you can see all these structures here, they actually generate electricity so that it balances up everything. So one of the key thing of taking vibration, to convert vibration into electrical energy is that it has to be a constant vibration. So these things actually regulates the vibration. So every time something moves, it regulates that one. So now I thought about it, like how where else can I get energy? Like how to increase more. So I had like playgrounds, skateboarding, and then so people would actually come out of their houses, and at the same time, like you can actually generate electricity from all these places. Like even if the kid playing the playground, they fall, they run, everything creates energy. So and then all these energies, right, is actually stored in this this is called like a mother tree. So it's like inspired by Avatar, and so like actually if you see here, there's like a storage thing. So there's like two storage. So one is to store heat, and one is to store electrical energy. And then also it's like that system. What's that system called? CF something. Yeah, okay, there's a system. So it how to say okay, let's just skip that. Okay, so one more thing about this structure, right, is also it sort of like, so I want to bring people out of their house, so they use less energy in their space. And then so what do I say? So they use less energy, and then so if you are standing like here, right, you can actually see the energy movement from different places. So and also, right, if like for instance, because these things are connected to each houses, so you can actually sort of like a judging thing, that like you can actually see the color. If for instance like this house uses like more energy, so you can actually because you can see the energy flow up there. And then like Throne.
But what if that person had done loads of cycling earlier and added loads of energy to the grid?
Which is actually a good thing. But I didn't actually like thought. So and also part of the reason having this roof, right, is to regulate the temperature down here. So this is like ETFE material. So it's like you know how the Beijing Olympics, they have like water in there, so to regulate the temperature. So this is also like one of the thing why I thought about this was because always I feel very cold outside, like walking and all. So what if the temperature is very just like room temperature, so people will actually come out. So also reduce the consumption. Let's see. So there's like rainwater harvesting there. That's also to and actually something that I didn't actually do was this thing here. So basically I was thinking instead of using heater, right, the last time I proposed to have like greenhouse to create heat. So I was like thinking, like if possible, like having this kind of things fitting in parts of the building. So it's like there's green as well as like there's heat inside the one. So if like for summer, then you can just open up everything. And also actually for this is like for bicycles, right? So there's another thing called like a pod car. So this electricity is used for them too. So I realized how there's like a lot of like elderly people around that space, you know. So so this will generate electricity to move. So if there's like emergency or anything, so that this is like a track for them. And then so up here, right, it doesn't only work like it's not actually penetratable. It's actually like there's actually greens on top. So it's like biodiversity. Like actually these spaces here down below here are for like birds and for bats and for like animals to actually stay on top. So it's like a living with them kind of thing. Yeah, and then like they will fly to Hui Wen's there, and then she'll explain that. So it's connecting there, like somewhat. That's about it. There. That's it.
Okay.
Sorry.
I think I understand. Does anyone here know Irina's project and think that the project's going very well?
Trying to say when Irina was saying the judging bit, she
things kind of maybe not the